you so much. Thank you both for speaking to me. We are at the season finale on Wednesday. I'm excited. As Dylan McDermott said, as Richard Wheatley, this is a hot mess. It's both a hot mess. For you, Tamara, I don't know whether or not to trust Angela. You play the character so many different levels and so many different layers to her. Is it safe to say we still don't know what Angela's alternative motive is?
I think the viewers still don't know what Angela's ulterior motive is, and I think that there's a lot of speculation about what side she's landing on. But I think for now, she's certainly allied with Stabler and Bell to take Richard down, because she now has an investment in making sure he goes away forever.
Okay. So for you, Danielle, for Sergeant Ayan, sorry, I'm butchering everything. For the sergeant, we already saw that your character is getting a lot of conflict. So with the police department and because of what Danielle in the lawsuit, what's going to happen. Can you say whether or not that will also play out in the finale?
I think the finale, of course, that's always there underlining what's happening in the series, but the finale is very much focused on, taking Richard Wheatley down and getting this thing all, squared away. We arrested him, which was a huge feat for our task force, and now it's like trying to get those charges to stick, and put this bad guy away. He's ruined a lot of people's lives, including his own family. As you saw with that scene with Richie, and you see with Angela and his other children. So, that's the focus of this finale is to put a pin in that thing.
Yeah,
so he can go down.
Richie needs to go.
Yeah.
So
but
is
it's going to go so easily?
Very true. So is it safe to say a lot have happened with your children, and as a mom you want to protect your children? This whole thing kind of happened because of your children. Your child was murdered. So will we kind of see that motherly, we know that you want payback towards Richard, but will there be that extra mother bear protection with her two kids are still alive, but now everything is like in jail, there's charges? Remember, your son killed the police officer.
I am sure that Angela is going to do everything in her power to, clear her children, because right now they're both in such hot water. I mean, Richie Jr. killed a cop. That's kind of a rough one, but Angela is trying to get Richie to cooperate and thinks that she can get him on, again, the right side of things so that maybe they lessen the sentence. So I think she's going to do her best. The kids it's going to be a tough fight though, because they are definitely in deep, thanks to their father.
Yeah.
So for Danielle, I was wondering, this is a much different approach that we saw of Law and Order of the franchises in whole. So when you got this series, I was wondering, what kind of way did you kind of tackle the character?
Everything happened so fast that I didn't have a lot of time to sit with the character. I didn't audition for the role, was presented to me. And so when I went to work that first day, I was extremely nervous. I probably spent the first 2 weeks trying to prove to myself that I belonged there. And my friends would encourage me, you got the role. No, you didn't go through the normal process of getting it, but it was for you. So just go in that confidence. And, Chris is awesome to work with, but he's been with the franchise for forever. He's 20 years older than I am. I was worried that it maybe wouldn't be believable that I was his boss. But then when I watched the premiere and I saw myself up there, I said, oh,
I did good.
I believe me.
You held my own.
Right. And so that gave me, that definitely gave me, that encouraged me, and it gave me what I needed to continue to develop this character, get to know her more, this is a collaborative process. So I'm getting to know this character as well as the writers are getting to know me, which also informs the character, and I'm falling more and more and more in love with her as she develops and time goes on. And I'm grateful that they took the opportunity to make her a Black gay woman, to be able to speak to some of these things in the world. And I will take on the honor and responsibility of kind of being part of that voice for our show. It's what I always dream of with, roles that I'm able to play, and being on such an awesome franchise as this, it's like I get cake and ice cream. So it's great.
Very good. So for both of you, I was wondering, for the season finale, if you could just sum it up just using 3 words, what would you say?
You ain't ready.
That's perfect. I couldn't have said it better.
That's wonderful. And also for you, Tamara, I was wondering, because this has such the fan base is so huge, especially because we saw Stabler is finally back. Was there any kind of intimidation factor when you got the role?
Thankfully, I didn't know enough about the fan base and enough of I watched, SVU. Who on planet Earth doesn't know about this franchise? But I wasn't so deeply embedded and wasn't such a deep hardcore fan. I wasn't intimidated necessarily. I didn't know what I was coming up against because I had no point of reference for it. So I knew Chris. Not personally, but I knew of Chris's work. Mm-hmm. I knew of the show, and that's kind of all I knew.
Thank you.
It's great not to wander in afraid. When you don't know anything, you don't know what to be afraid of.
That is very true. Very true. Thank you so much for speaking with me.
Oh,
thank you. Thank you, Dana.